Punk, new wave, power pop, post-punk, who knows? The edges are blurred for me. Hi, it's Chris and welcome back to another video. I thought today I'd do the third in a series of 3 videos where I share my favourite 45s from 77, 78 and today 1979. So all loosely under the umbrella of punk and new wave. Now the rules are quite simple. I've got to own a physical copy of it. It's got to be released in 1979 and it's one single from any one band. Okay, so let's get into it. So at number 20 we've got Leeds band Gang of Four, and this is At Home He's a Tourist, their second single. Good single. I can never work out what it's about, but I like the chiming, jarring guitar on it actually, and some of the lyrics are quite interesting. He fills his head with culture, he gives himself an ulcer. Great stuff. So that's the Gang of Four and At Home He's a Tourist. At number 19 we've got the Buzzcocks and Everybody's Happy Nowadays. This must be their, what, 8th, 9th, 10th single? Something like that. It's a band, I think they're on the decline. It's a single that's based on Aldous Huxley's book, his novel Brave New World, where culture and art had been removed from society and everyone was in this kind of endless state of contentment and pharmaceutical bliss. It's melodic yet subversive, which kind of sums up Buzzcocks, I think, to a certain extent, but definitely a band on the decline. Bit of a sellout, but I do like that single actually. That's at number 19. At 18 we've got Pointed Sticks and Out of Luck. This is a Canadian band that I was unaware of until I picked this up a couple of years ago in a record shop. I collect Stiff stuff, and this is their only single on Stiff Records. So they're from, I think, Vancouver, and they're very much part of the West Coast underground music scene actually. And this is a really nice up-tempo new wave power pop song actually. So if you've not heard it, just Google Out of Luck by Pointed Sticks. At number 17 we've got second single from Susie and the Banshees. This is Staircase, The Staircase Mystery. Now, mistakenly I said on the last video that John McGeoch was on Hong Kong Garden. He wasn't, it was John Mackay, so apologies to Banshees fans. And John Mackay's on this one as well. John McGeoch didn't come along till the following year. Less commercial than Hong Kong Garden, but a really mesmerising tune actually. Slide down the banister, take the escalators. Just a great tune, I love it. It's a non-album track actually, like Hong Kong Garden. Imagine if both of these songs had been on Scream, it would have been so much better, but anyway. B-side is 20th Century Boy, the Mark Bolan T-Rex song. At number, 16, a band that kept changing their name. It was founded by a guy called Kenneth Spears, and sometimes they were the Spizzles, sometimes Spiz Oil, sometimes Athletico Spiz 80. This time they're Spiz Energy, and this is a Star Trek inspired Where's Captain Kirk? And I think this was the first band to top the UK indie charts actually when they started in very early 1980. And they retained that position for a number of weeks, I think. Anyway, Where's Captain Kirk? Spiz Energy. At number 15, we've got a band who, after their first album, my interest in them declined actually, but I do really like this single. It's the Stranglers and Duchess from the album The Raven. Great cover. I've got a feeling the video for this was banned because it was seen as too blasphemous. I'm not sure though. So I have gone off them a little bit, but I do like them. I do like this, and I do think with this band they'd been around a while, and I think they'd used punk possibly to get a foothold into the mainstream, and I think they were pretty canny actually, realising that punk was on the kind of decline, and they would go down with it actually if they didn't change their approach, and they did on this single. Lovely stuff from Dave Greenfield right to the front, the keyboards, and a really nice bass line from Jean-Jacques Burnel as well. So that's Duchess by the Stranglers. At number 14, and it's strange to be talking about the Sex Pistols in 79 because they broke up in early 78, but this is from the film The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. Sex Pistols, not really, it's Paul Cook and Steve Jones. I think Paul Cook sings it actually. And on the B-side we've got Ten-Pole Tudor, and that's Silly Thing. Love that song. At number 13 we've got possibly one of only sort of 2-3 really punk songs on this list actually, and it's the UK Subs. This is Stranglehold. It's on red vinyl, and I think lots of their stuff on Gem Records are on red vinyl. It's their second single, but their first for Gem. Charlie Harper, their singer, had been around for a while actually. But this is a band that had, I think, probably about 6 top 40 singles, so they didn't do too bad considering they were a little bit late. An interesting thing with this band, their titles of their albums start with consecutive letters of the alphabet, and hundreds of people have played in this band, literally hundreds I think. At number 12 we've got Stiff Little Fingers and Gotta Get Away. I love their covers, that's a great cover, really atmospheric cover. And a great song as well, new lineup. I think it's from their second album actually, Nobody's Heroes. Is it Nobody's Heroes? Yeah, I think so. It's about their 4th single, Gotta Get Away. Love that. It's at number 12. 11 is The Jam. Bit of a mod band, I guess, but I'm going to put them in the new wave kind of thing. This is a Paul Weller song, of course. It's from Setting Sun's album. I think David Cameron, because he went to Eton, the former UK Prime Minister, he really liked this song actually, which I think really pissed Paul Weller off. But anyway, I think this was their first top 10 single actually. Now, a big part, we're into the top 10 now, a big part of the scene really in terms of writing, performing, producing was Nick Lowe, and this is my favourite song by him actually, Cruel to Be Kind, written by him and Ian Gom, who was in Brindley Shorts with him back in the day. And Ian Gom plays on this because the band, the Rock Pile, are back up this Nick Lowe on this particular single. This had come out before actually in 78 I think on this single Little Hitler, but it was re-recorded for a 79 release. Great song. At number 9, we've got Joe Jackson from the album I'm the Man. I think this was his most successful single. It's Different for Girls. Love this song. It's interesting that he's got a picture of him by the piano in here because there's no keyboards in this. He just sings on it, but it's a lovely laid-back little pop song. Really great. I suppose you've got to have this in your list somewhere, haven't you? This is Guy Stevens produced, London Calling by The Clash. There's so much lyrically going on in this. It's ridiculous. You know, politics, war, police brutality, debt. You know, it's a bit too clever for its own good, I think, as I think The Clash are generally. I like their first album, but after that, I'm not sure, but that's a good single. At number 7, XTC, Making Plans for Nigel, very much part of the new wave at this time, I think. This is on Virgin from the album Drums and Wires, their first hit. It was produced by Steve Lillywhite, and it's about overbearing parents, and it's got just a really nice touch actually. It mentions all the parents on the back there. It did come out originally in a fold-out sleeve, which I think was a Snakes and Ladders game, which I don't have, but that's a great single. At number 6, a song that's on every single punk compilation ever made. It's the second single from their debut, Scared to Dance. Scottish band, the Skids and Into the Valley. I think it's about recruitment into the armed forces, I think. It's got that chorus, ahoy, ahoy, land, sea and sky. But it's hard to know because you can't make the lyrics out really, but I love the guitar tone on this and it's a great song. So that's number 6. We're into the top 5, folks. Who's going to be in this? Right. We've got at number 5, their first single for Chiswick Records, and it's The Damned. It came in 4 different picture sleeves. I've only got 2 of them. It originally came on red vinyl, although these are black, and it was their first top 40 single, and that's Love Song by The Damned. And I think they had debuted on Top of the Pops actually with this song. That's from Machine Gun Etiquette. At number 4, we got Derry-based bands from Northern Ireland, the Undertones. Now, unlike Stiff Little Fingers, they didn't focus on the troubles in their writing. They focused on the troubles of being a teenager. This was a Ramones-inspired song that was written in 78 and then re-recorded and speeded up for a 79 release. And it was a dogfight between this, Get It Over You and Jimmy Jimmy for the song in this top 20. But I went with Here Comes the Summer. I love it. At number 3, this is one that you probably wouldn't expect actually. This is 60s garage influenced band actually, named after a Standell song. This is the Barracudas, and I Want My Woody Back. I love this song. Now Robin Wills, the bassist on here, or guitarist on here, he was in The Unwanted, so he's got some punk credentials, but it's a real good slice of surf punk. A Woody is a wooden framed car back in the 70s, and I remember John Peel playing this. I remember hearing it on the radio and absolutely loving it, and I went out to buy it and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I bought it about 20 years later. So that's great fun, really catchy song. I Want My Woody Back by the Barracudas. And at number 2, we've got The Members, band from Surrey. Great lyrics, great fun, great melody. Came on clear vinyl and normal. Again, this is produced by Steve Lillywhite. I think this is one of his first productions, and his brother Adrian was the drummer in the band actually, so maybe that's where the connection is in terms of one of his first productions. So that's The Sound of the Suburbs by The Members. Fantastic band. And at number 1, we've got one of the punkiest songs actually in this list. This is London-based reggae-influenced punk band actually. Their second single, but their first for Virgin. And I think it was a top 10 single actually. Great singer as well. Long departed Malcolm Owen died of heroin overdose in about 1980, something like that. This is Babylon's Burning by The Ruts, re-recorded for the album The Crack, which is just brilliant. But this is a tremendous song. And I think The Ruts did the last great punk single actually, which was Staring at the Rude Boys, which is the following year, 1980. So there's my top 20. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and I'm sure I'll be back sometime soon with another video. But thank you in the meantime for watching, for commenting and subscribing. And if you don't subscribe, I would love it if I burnt your subscription, so click on the button if you can. Thank you very much indeed, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.